What's up, folks? Boy, I just do not trust what's going on technically here. So if the show seems wonky on the live stream, welcome in. Folks, the live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast, brought to you by my friends at TC Paintball, home of the stolen trailer. Sorry, you probably hadn't even thought of it today until I did that. Sorry about that. TC Paintball, online at tcpaintballgr.com. Yeah, you can still get after it. There's plenty of outdoor paintball fun still to be had. Get your group together. You know, this is the ultimate socially distant thing because you're trying to stay away from each other as much as possible. You're running away while somebody's shooting you with paintballs. Check them out, TC Paintball. Still something fun to do during all of these weirdo things that are happening in the world. We did move the event that we had scheduled for Wednesday. Makes a little bit more sense to do it further down the road. So that's how we're going to do that. But thank you again to TC Paintball, online at tcpaintballgr.com. You need more information, just go to their website. Fully stocked pro shop, everything you need to have fun at TC Paintball. Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling also bringing you the live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast. He was by Friday giving me the big tune-up thing. In fact, it was right at about this time that Joe was banging on the door, and we let him in. Spends about an hour doing his thing, cleaning the setup, making sure that it is running in tip-top order so that all during the cold months, you'll have that furnace at the ready. And you can take advantage of that by just calling up Joe, 616-516-8579. And say, hey, man, I want the tune-up that Eric Zane's talking about. $79 is what it's going to set you back. And if you ever are in need of a new furnace install, you have someone, or an air conditioner, central air, you have someone you can trust. That is Joe Martinez of A&E Heating and Cooling. An amazing startup business. Joe, for the longest time, worked for the man. And then he said, I can do this. And then he set out on his own. That's just what I love it when I hear those stories. A&E Heating and Cooling, online at aeheatingcooling.net, or just call them 616-516-8579. It is, Thanksgiving week. Here we go. November 23rd, 2020, the Eric Zane Show podcast begins now.
Hey, everyone. Kenny from Nashville here. And after a long day of listening to some crappy death metal, I like to unwind with the Eric Zane Show podcast. Yeah. Here's your host, Eric Zane.
Yeah, babe. Hey. Thank you, Kenny. And thank you to you. Thank you for joining us on the Eric Zane Show podcast as we are underway. Rolling again. Yes, and so much to get to today. Plenty of show lined up. And where to start? My gosh. First of all, with Kenny on my mind, I'm going to get to something really quick about that in just a second. But before I do, remember the show, you can get it many, many ways. If you are one of these in-the-moment people, you want to know what's happening right as it happens. It streams every single morning at about this same time. The goal start time is 8 a.m. Rarely happens, usually a little bit after, but there you go. And you can stream it live on Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. On Twitter, a Periscope video that is taken care of by Blue Frost IT. That's at Eric Zane Show on Twitter. Please follow all of these. And then on YouTube, the almighty YouTube, just search Eric Zane Show on YouTube. That's brought to you by F45 Training, Byron Center, Michigan. All right. And then I'm on Instagram as well. Nothing live during the show for that, but we do Instagram Instant Trivia on Wednesdays. The Instagram taken care of by my friends at the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Okay. But if you're like, I don't care if it's live, whatever. I just want something to listen to, man. Wherever you download podcasts, that's where this show is. Everywhere you do, all those podcasting platforms, you can get them. Easiest way, though, is go to ericzaneshow.com, click where it says free podcast, and then there's like a little subscribe button. You click on that, and all these podcasting apps open up, the badges, if you will. It could be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, whatever, Stitcher. I'm on all of them. You just, it's like everywhere. There's even ones I don't know of. But all right, so that's how you get the show. And here we go. Hang on, coffee. Drink it if you got it. I don't want you to hear me slurping, so I'm turning down the mic as a courtesy. Hang on. That's one. One more. This is rare. I don't do this anymore, except today. Okay, we are officially happening. Oh, my gosh. Promised Kenny that I would get all caught up on The Mandalorian. Hey, man, this is it. You got to get caught up. I failed. And there's a reason why I failed. I did get, okay, I have 2 episodes completed on the latest season. I ended the first season. I started the second season. I am now 2 episodes in. And so that's where I'm at, okay, on the show. The first episode, so you see, I'm not nerd enough to know the nuances. There's all sorts of nerd shit in that you dorks love, that when you watch it with your nerd friends, you know, you sit around, and when the moments in episode 1, which is the one where the Mandalorian goes back to the planet Tatooine, and he goes to this little outpost village looking for another Mandalorian. It's rumored there's another one of his kind there, and he wants to meet this Mandalorian. Well, he goes there, and there's a guy walks in, and he looks like a Mandalorian. And the guy goes, "Oh, no, I'm not a Mandalorian." Spoiler alert, it's all going to get spoiled. No, I'm not a Mandalorian, man. I just got the armor. And the Mandalorian's like, "Oh, well, fucking give me the armor back, you asshole. You can't take that shit." He goes, "Oh, bullshit. I traded it by fucking a bunch of Jawas gave it to me, man." And he goes, "Oh, well, that's a bunch of bullshit." He goes, "Look, I'll make you a deal. We got this big, giant, crazy dragon that goes around underground. You help me kill it, and I'll give you the armor back." And the Mandalorian, you know, he could very easily just go bullshit and shoot the guy dead and take the armor. But the dumbass goes, "All right, I'll help you. I'll help you kill a sand dragon, this gigantic creature." Oh, my God. And then those stupid Tusken Raiders from those idiots. Apparently, this guy who's a fake Mandalorian speaks. No, he doesn't. The Mandalorian speaks. They're talking to each other. I got to kill the dragon. Oh, my God. Stupid. And then it all ends. And then when it all ends, the Mandalorian gets the armor back. And then you see some guy in the distance watch the Mandalorian take off of the planet. Well, that's apparently Jango Fett. That was Jango Fett's armor, or Boba Fett's armor, or some shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? How do you know these things? Well, yeah, man, you see, you recognize it, man. I knew the second I saw it, that was Boba Fett's armor, man. That was a big moment in the show. And I go, what? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. What are you talking about? To the average person like me, who doesn't sit around and pound his pud to lightsabers, it doesn't mean shit. But I am carrying out my end of the bargain. That little shit baby Yoda is starting to grow on me. You're right about that. I'll give you that one. But my God, you people watch this show like it's a damn cult thing. All right. A lot more to get to on the show. A guy lost in the wilderness in Washington is dead for an hour. He was like with his buddy, and then they're like, "Oh, this is such a beautiful day. We love it up here in the mountains. Oh my God. All right. Hey, tell you what, let's separate." And they, one guy's going to ski down the hill, and the other guy's going to snowshoe down the hill. And then a crazy storm hit. The next thing you know, guy's gone. He's dead. Holy shit. But there is an unbelievable update you must hear about. The Pope raised an eyebrow or two, and maybe, I better not say that, raised an eyebrow or two with an Instagram like. He liked something. The Pope's Instagram account liked something, and this has caused, oh my gosh, so much upheaval and turmoil. Oh, man. There's like people running around the Vatican saying, "Oh my God, this is terrible. We haven't experienced anything this bad since all those priests touched kids." Shit. Oh my gosh. I pray my priest is not watching this. Trouble on the set of the show Wipeout. This is serious as hell, man. I cannot believe this happened. We'll talk about that. Tons of stupid stuff from the weekend's football. Because, if I'm going to talk anything about football and sports, it's got to be with kind of like tongue-in-cheek bent to it and whatever weirdness. So I'll get into that. And also, an Israeli company says that they have reversed the aging process. Like, legit, they're saying that. They are saying that they are going to make it so that if you're getting old, they've done an experiment. They are turning around the aging process. That is incredible. Kenny says he acts like he doesn't like it and first care, but he does. I think what he's trying to say is like, I'm starting. Yes, I'll admit that I am starting to like it because I've put enough time into it, Kenny. But I just don't pay attention enough. I don't know the things that you know, man. Kenny says, I love when I explained all that to him yesterday on the phone. His reaction was exactly this. Mother effer, that was Boba Fett? All right. Red State Dirk, recovering from COVID, says Clone Wars is on Disney. It's like 7 seasons of 20 episodes. You can skip the Jar Jar and droid-centric episodes. I'm watching Rebels now and into the 2nd season, and it includes more. Oh, God, you see, Dirk is into it. Isn't that like a animated thing? Yeah, I can't do it, man. There's no way. I'm drawing the line at this shit, okay? Yeah, I'm not going to go and then start watching animated versions of this shit and forget it. I'm out. No, you're basically going to get this, and then that's it. Okay. This is our last Monday for a little while from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. I failed to mention that at the beginning. This studio is sponsored by the naming rights, if you will, Baldwin Ace Hardware, the oasis of DIY awesomeness in the Northland of Michigan in beautiful Baldwin, Michigan. Thank you to Baldwin Ace Hardware. When you go up there, drop in, say hi to the Gilmurrays. They're going through a rough patch right now. I am thinking about you. And better days are coming. All right. But as I said, this is the last day, last Monday for a little while, because next Monday, I will be podcasting from beautiful sunny California. Okay. For the Great Kidney Giveaway. Now, the Great Kidney Giveaway doesn't happen until a week from Wednesday. That is December 2nd. But actually, technically, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to be with you next Monday because of when I get in and whether or not I can set up the studio. I'm going to try, but I'm going to have a best of show ready to go just in case. But if I am able to get things, because I get in late on Sunday, and then I got to get to the hotel room, set all this stuff up, go to bed, wake up, do the show. But whatever. One way or the other, I'll either have it Monday or Tuesday. I'll let you know what's going on. But that Diana, who is of course will be my caregiver for the adventure, and my God, it is just so crazy that the Great Kidney Giveaway is nearly here. Wow. There's some news that goes along with that. I am going to introduce you to the recipient. Okay, his name is Jeff, and I'm going to introduce you to him on Wednesday. We are going to record an audio podcast together. Well, basically just an interview. I'm going to talk to Jeff over the phone, and we're going to spend time. And we haven't really done anything together like this. So we're going to record that, and then I'll be able to post it for you on Wednesday so you can hear the voice of the person who is going to be the recipient of this kidney. So, all right, just if you could keep us in your thoughts and prayers that that everything goes as planned. These are some of the top physicians on the planet for doing this. They do this like crazy amounts of time every single year, and just pray for a good, successful, healthy outcome. I want to try to capture the idea of doing this as less of a big deal. Now, it's a huge deal for the recipient because Jeff is now going to have, it's essentially going to make it so that he can live a normal life for the most part as he continues down the road. His 2 kidneys were devastated by an illness that I don't know of off the top of my head. I'll have him clear that up for us. But this would be a way for him to get back to normalcy. The fact that he can't really live his life anymore, and it's slowly killing him to be on dialysis. So he calls me several times a week to tell me how grateful he is. And I'm just happy to do it. I want to try to make this to be, yes, a big deal for the recipient, but it's my goal to make this seem like not that big of a deal for the person giving it away. Because when I say not a big deal, I mean when it comes to an undertaking. Because all the way up to this point, it's been nothing but joyful for me to be able to be involved in this. It hasn't been a strain on me. It hasn't hurt me. It hasn't slowed me down in any particular way. In fact, it's made me a better human being. All of us. And I want to try to keep that all the way through the surgery to make it seem like, hey, this is, frankly, a rather routine thing when it comes to handling it for a person. Because if I make this to be less of a big deal, perhaps someone will then say, yeah, I can do that. I mean, it sounds ridiculous that you're getting an organ taken out and given to someone else. It has the almost an illusion, or I'm struggling with the words, that it's more of a, I don't think it's that big of a sacrifice for me. I don't, because it doesn't, I'm fine and I will be fine. And you can live as long of a life as you would have lived with 2 kids. You will live as long of a life as you with 2 kidneys, not kids. Damn it. Sorry. Than what you would have experienced with 2 kidneys. So I kind of want to try to build this momentum that it's just not that big of a deal. And if I could convince more people to do this, or strike something in their head or their soul or their heart or whatever, to go down this road, you could really turn someone's life around who is just begging for this to happen. And I know that there's at least one of you who is going down this road. I just saw the information presented to me by them that they are doing this exact thing. Now, there's a lot of things that can derail a person from doing it beyond their control. But the effort being put forth that, hey, I want to know more about this. I want to go down that road is huge. And you can absolutely breathe life into someone, literally, by donating, being a living donor of kidney tissue, donating a kidney. So that's it. Casey Jones from Wood TV8 is going to drop by here tomorrow. We're going to spend part of the afternoon, socially distant, of course. And so there's that. And I'm working, I'm starting to, I reached out to, I had mentioned this, and someone had sent me an email, Allison from Harbor Humane, that she knows a writer who can write a book for me. Like, basically, you know how, like, when you see somebody's autobiography or their story, they don't sit down and hunt and peck and write it. Someone else writes it for them. That's what I want to do. And so I think there's a great story involved with this whole process from beginning to end. I can put it into a book, and I want to write this book. So I'm starting to go down that road. I have a meeting scheduled with this author, this really, really nice lady named Melissa. And so I'll keep you posted. We might have something that we can park on concerning a book. So I'm really, really excited about all this. It's nervous energy because, again, I've never done anything medically. I've never been under the knife at all, except for the time when I got the mole removed out of my butthole when I was 10 years old. But that was no big deal. I've never been under sedation. We did that one with just Novocaine in the butthole. You're like, wait, what rabbit hole are you taking us down? No, that's true. That's true. Yes, that happened. But all right. So, but this past weekend, just Saturday, Sunday, man, two gigantic things. One much bigger than the other. First of all, let me start with the stupid, and then I'll get to the rest of it. We have this big ass dumpster in front of our house, and the goal is throw all this shit away that we've been accumulating, and we got all this old furniture downstairs that it's got to come out. All right, great. And then in the process, Diana rips all of the carpeting off of the steps leading down to the basement. So one step closer to Bennett Flooring Installation, installing the flooring downstairs. And so she's like a badass, rips up all this carpet. It's great. Okay, great. And then, you know how like when you put carpeting down, you know those strips that have the tacks sticking up, and then you nail them down into the surface so that the carpet can grip onto the tacks. I don't even know what the fuck that stuff is called. Well, it's all on the steps. And she gets done. And she goes, all right, yeah, we'll finish that up whenever we get to it. And I'm like, well, no, we can't. Why? I go, we have to do it as soon as possible. Why? And I'm like, why do I always think about the animals? Why is it always me that comes up with the potential for the animals to be injured? I go, you realize we have cats, and they pretty much hang out downstairs until the dogs go to bed, and then they come up. They pretty much get the bottom. They get the basement, and then they get the basement and the upstairs when the dogs go to bed. I go, as soon as they run upstairs, their little paws are going to go into those tacks, and they're going to be injured. So no, we can't leave those on the steps. So we need to, as quickly as possible, get those off and make sure the cats don't come up the steps while we're doing it, because they're going to get hurt. Oh, I'm like, yeah, right. Okay. So we get that done. Justin and I, Jackie's boyfriend, are later in the day hauling out these big pieces of furniture, these couches, sofa, love seat, whatever. And I have thrown out all those little pieces of strip, those tacks with the nails. So the nail that goes into the step is a long nail that attaches it to the step. Okay. And I tell you what, I remembered looking at those things, and I go, boy, I got to make sure I get all those picked up really quickly and so that I get them out of the house, because they're just an injury waiting to happen, whether it's the cat stepping on the side where the tacks are sticking up, or if they flip over and they turn into a fucking Vietnamese torture device where the nail is sticking up with a platform underneath it. It's perfect to injure someone. So take the nail to go right through your foot. I get all that shit out. Justin and I are in the dumpster setting down the couch. And then, ow! I feel it. I have stepped on one of those fucking things. Sure. Oh, just my luck. I'm the only one who gives a shit, trying to make sure no one gets hurt. And I ended up stepping on one of those things with the nail sticking up, not the little tack, the nail. The nail goes through my shoe. And I'm like, oh. And so I don't know the damage. I have no idea. I just know it's through my shoe, and I'm in pain. I set down the couch. I lift up my foot. This piece of wood is attached to the shoe. I reach down. I pull it out. Oh, God. And I then, holy shit, man, this is bad. I'm injured. I'm injured. So I'm sorry, because I'm such a wuss. I'm like, and right away I'm thinking, do I have my tetanus shot? Yes, the last fiscal I got my tetanus shot. All right, we'll see. I go in the house, take off my shoe. The nail has gone through the shoe, and it stopped as it was stabbing me. There is a red dot on my foot The red dot is under the skin. It hasn't broken the top layer of skin, but there's a little teeny blood blister underneath the skin. And I'm like, thank God, because if it breaks the skin, then it's a whole different ball of wax. You got all sorts of shit stuck in there, and that's an injury that could get infected, but it did not break the skin. I'm like, oh, I am so fucking lucky. But man, it hurt. It felt like I was getting stabbed. I mean, seriously. In my toe, right at the base of the big toe. It's like, shit. All right, get in there, get all that shit off the ground, put it in a place that won't. Of course, the one person who doesn't want anyone to step on it actually ends up stepping on it. But that's not the big story that happened over the weekend. And I wonder if you can even see O'Neal. You cannot. So and I think he hasn't been on camera yet since this show started. O'Neal was injured over the weekend, and let me just say that he is okay. And if you actually see O'Neal,
I see O'Neal all the time.
He's going to have a shirt on, and this was just a mess.
Hey, honey, how you doing? Mike, I see O'Neal all the time.
If what had happened was we were it was Saturday night after we just put all that shit into the dumpster, and O'Neal's just laying there chilling, and we're playing Stop Thief. Side note: are you familiar with the game Stop Thief? Of course you're not, because it came out in 1980, and they stopped making it in like 1982, and it's. Shit, it was one of those, man, I had so much fun playing that game when I was a kid. I looked it up on eBay, and somebody was selling a pristine copy of this game, Stop Thief. I ordered it, and so, you open up the box, and it's all these, everybody looks like, it's 1980, and the family is all looks like 1980, okay? It's really, really rough, but you play this cops and robbers game. We're having a good time. And then O'Neal comes walking up, and I pet him, and the side of his body is wet. I'm like, what the hell? It looks like he's been licking it, or one of the other dogs has been licking it, or something. Something's going on. And I look, and I see what I think to be an abrasion. I go, oh, God, he must have hurt himself playing, because he was playing out in the yard with the other two dogs. So I'm like, oh, man. All right, I go, hey, Diane, I'll be right back. I got to go get something to clean this. Well, when I got a closer look at it, it's much worse than that. It was such a hole in his body, and if you're eating, you're screwed. This is going to be I can't even tell you all the details on this because it'll mess me up. He's hurt. There is a piece of his body no longer there. It's not just a scratch with a little missing fur. It's the fur and all of the tissue that was hanging onto that fur. And it's a deep, deep, deep cut. There is no blood. I don't know what the hell happened. And I'm like, I'm about to pass out. It's that horrible. And so Jackie is like, she looks at it and she goes, oh boy. And I call the people you don't want to call. There's a vet, emergency vet in town. Everybody knows it. If you have an animal, it's called Blue Pearl. You call Blue Pearl. It's usually there's trouble on the horizon. It's because there's something bad going on. I call Blue Pearl. She sends a picture of the injury to her vet friend. The vet says, yeah, you're going to want to get that looked at right now. All right, man, get in the car, get O'Neal. Now, O'Neal is fine. He's like, what? He's so chill. It's unbelievable. I would have never, it's amazing that he reacts that way. But if we hadn't gotten this taken care of, infection would have set in. This would have been really, really bad. Oh, my God. We get there. This is like 10 o'clock at night. And we rush him in, and they, it's all the social distance protocols are there, so it's kind of tricky to make this happen. And you're sitting there in the parking lot. They do an exam. They ask you what happened. I don't know what happened. Something happened when he was playing with these two knuckleheads. And there's a hole about the size of a $50 on his left side. And they go, okay, well, it seems like a remarkably clean removal, whatever this is. But yeah, we're gonna and then I'm talking to the vet, and she's giving me every excruciating detail about what could be happening there. And I mean, I don't even, me just talking about it is such a trigger. Even just thinking about it is giving me a huge anxiety attack. And she's going into really, really graphic detail about what happened to the dog and what could be the problem, what's going on. And it's just, oh, and I'm sitting there in the driver's seat, behind the steering wheel, just in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh God, please stop with the details. Enough, please, no. And she finally gets done. I go, thank God. And then, okay. So I go, she goes, what do you want to do? And she gives me like options. I go, I take your recommendation. Whatever you need to do, doctor. It's whatever, because it's always expensive when you go after hours, on a weekend like this. That's how they get you. And then, so, all right, no big deal. Take care of it. And then they go, well, we have to operate. It's actually is a surgery that has to happen. We have to shave him. We have to sedate him. And there's a wound care that needs to happen. And then we have to repair the laceration, both interior and out and exterior. There's a lot of stitches involved. Okay, great. So this is going to be 2 hours. I go, oh my God. So thank God we brought him in, because I can imagine that there have been times when people have said, nah, let's just wait till Monday. I don't want to pay the extra money. Oh, no. You don't want to do that, because then the infection sets in, dog dies, or it's even worse, or that you decide you want to save the dog's life. Now it's going to cost you $3,000 overnight care. Oh, my God. Thank God we took care of this. I end up going to Jackie's place, crash on the couch, watch Michigan almost choke it. I cannot believe that game against Rutgers. Holy crap. Overtime. 3 overtimes. Watch the rest of that game. It's not far from the vet. Go get O'Neill. And O'Neill comes out, and he's loopy, doesn't know what planet he's on, and he's upset. And he's crying, and the sedation is making him really, really bummed out. And but he's fixed. He's good to go. He's got that cone of shame on. As soon as they go, he hates the cone. I go, yeah, I figured as much. As soon as I get him out of the place, I take the cone off, throw it in the truck, put O'Neill in there. He's just sitting there looking at me like, what? I came in here and I was fine. There was no problem with me. It was only a hole in my body. How come? I mean, it didn't hurt. I don't know how that dog didn't even react. I thought he would have been like bleeding all over the place. It's remarkable. This dog's an alien. I get him home. He gets, I figured out what he was crying about the second I got him home, because he took one step out of the truck and took a huge dump. And then he's walking and peeing at the same time. He doesn't know what planet he's on. I bring him, I put a t-shirt on him. They say that if you want to keep the dog from getting at the injury, if he doesn't have a cone on, put a t-shirt on. He's got a t-shirt on right now. When you see him in the shot, you'll see that he's wearing a t-shirt. But he hasn't screwed with it at all. The closure. Gets on the bed and he just starts crying. So I'm like, what? And like, he's on my bed and Benny's growling at him because he doesn't like other dogs. I'm like, shut up, Benny. He's fucking convalescing. What the hell? I get O'Neill on the bed and he just won't stop crying. I'm like, come on, man. So this goes on for like an hour and a half. And it's a sedation, and he doesn't feel good. He doesn't know how to handle it, whatever. So he's crying. This goes on to like 3:30 in the morning, and finally I bring him downstairs and just trust that he's not. I took a big risk that he's not going to mess with the stitches, and he did not. And all right, so he's well on the road to recovery, but that was crazy. Oh my God! And it just put me over the edge when I look. I go, oh no, this is not an abrasion. This is much worse than that. Bullet dodge, both with O'Neill and me stepping on the stupid ass nail. Holy crap. Folks, I do cameos. You can check me out at cameo.com/Eric Zane. Something fun that if you have somebody who's celebrating a birthday, anniversary, congratulatory message, whatever it is, or you just want me to bust your friend's balls, I do it at cameo.com/Eric Zane. Sponsor back for tax season, Tag Accounting. My man, Troy Ginzer. I don't know what his middle name is. Maybe Alan. Tag Accounting. If you are a customer from last year, now is the time to start preparations, getting your stuff ready. You're going to be you'll be getting a notice if you work with Troy last year. Say, hey, we got you on for this year too. But if you're a customer or a new customer or thinking about hiring an accountant, you will love Troy Ginzer. He made a lot of you very, very happy with his unbelievable work for you when it comes to tax season. You should have a professional do your taxes. And this is a lot less painful than one might think. Many options for you. You can, one of the things that he likes to do is at tagcpa.net when you sign up, is you can upload all of your information digitally with his online portal. You don't even have to ever see this guy, okay? And then he gets all your information. He does it for you. So that's how the business world works these days, if you want, but you do have to get in touch with him. You can get more information at tagcpa.net. His email is there on his website, or you can call Troy himself, 616-301-9516. And don't put this off. Don't on November 23rd be like, oh, yeah, well, I still got time. No. Reach out to him now, okay? You want to make sure you reach out to him as soon as possible and say, hey, I listen to the Eric Zane Show podcast. You're one of his sponsors, and I want you to do my taxes. Get the ball rolling on that, please. He wants to hear from you. Tagcpa.net. I might add anywhere in the United States, okay? You don't have to be right here in West Michigan or the state of Michigan. You could be anywhere, of course. He wants to work with you if you are in the state of Michigan. Now, I see him face to face. You can do that if you want. I mean, he's a handsome little fella. All-state basketball player, too, back in the day from Parma. Tag Accounting, online at tagcpa.net. The year keeps trudging on for my friends at the Kent County Health Department. Those are frontline workers keeping you safe and protecting you, both with vaccinations, COVID testing, WIC program information, and anything else you may need at their website. All that is accesskent.com/health. Again, accesskent.com/health. If you need anything COVID-related, reach out to the Kent County Health Department, 616-632-7100. Thank you for the sponsorship that you have with the Eric Zane Show podcast. Okay, it was yet another thoughtful gift from Zaniacs again. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And the things that you guys think of that help us are absolutely amazing, and you like take all of the thinking out of everything, and makes life so much easier. Because doing this podcast from the grassroots level that I have, it really makes a difference. I mean, it's just truly fantastic as we have this week, Thanksgiving week, and then getting set to leave for California. Megan, Kate K, Jason M, and Lisa S all got together and said, let's make a care package for Madison and Kevin while Eric and Diana are gone of food. So they pooled their money. Megan went shopping, bought all these ingredients of things and then made recipes. Like she actually, with her hands, made food like in casserole dishes. And amazing stuff too. And it's all frozen. And so that Kevin and Madison can just, all right, today we're going to have this, and pop it in the oven. Boom. Oh my gosh. And then a bunch of other frozen pizzas and things like that. It was, seriously, just what an unbelievable, thoughtful thing. And it is, it's really fantastic. You guys, thank you. That is, that means so much to us. I struggled because it's, I don't turn anything away. First of all, when help comes in, I'm like, you damn right, I'll take the help. And then I just feel like Like, we're just so blessed. So thank you. Thank you very much. Speaking of Kevin, No Filter Kevin at it again. And by the way, there is a somebody has made a No Filter Kevin Twitter handle. Let's see. There, yeah, at no on Twitter at No Filter Kevin. Now up to 6 followers. Probably going to pass me on followers. All right, 2 of them are Kevin and Muskegon. I see Trevor's followed. The folks at Bennett Flooring Installation have followed. And Curse of Oak Island has followed. And I've followed. At No Filter Kevin was created to honor the amazingness of Kevin's lack of filter. If you follow at No Filter Kevin on Twitter, it says brother-in-law at Eric Zane Show, breadstick enthusiast. I love them motherfuckers. And then he at Ucellos Inc. Location, Eric Zane's basement. That's not true. It's not in the basement. First tweet by No Filter Kevin is, fuck yeah, good shit. Thumbs up. Second tweet by No Filter Kevin. Shit, fuck, damn cock. Replied with, I love that son of a bitch O'Neill. Now you might be like, what is going on here? Yeah, Diana's brother, he swears all the damn time at weird, at things that really don't need swearing. The word damn is as common as any other word in the English language when it's coming out of his mouth. The damn, everything's damn shit, damn fuck, damn, the damn, turn on the damn light. It's not just turn on the light. Let's go take a damn walk. Let's go to damn church. Things like that. And the conversation that actually happened when, hey, we're going to go up north. We want you to go. We got a group of people. We want you to work. No. Why? Well, I'm afraid I'll say cock. Like, actually, that was the sentence. I'm afraid I'll yell out cock. His words. Okay. At it again. To this past weekend, the question was asked, when is Michigan on? I'll check. He clicks something on the TV, and he sees on the channel guide that Michigan game against Rutgers didn't start till 7:30. So he goes, oh, fuck. And he gave the finger to the TV. He gave the finger to the TV, which doesn't surprise me or anyone who's ever listened to this time, considering he's given the middle finger to the doorway of the frozen food section of Meijer when it didn't have the Mugu Gai pan. And he gave the finger to the, sweet and sour chicken. He gave the finger to the sweatshirt that fell off of his shoulder when we were at Hartwick Pines. And before he picked it up, he gave it the finger with kids all around him and called the sweatshirt the N-word. It was terrible. Holy shit. The Diana says, okay, hey, I'm making some soup for us. And it's a special type of potato soup she makes. And he goes, here, let me check it out. This all happened yesterday. She pulls the lid off. And now most people would say, ooh, oh, looks good. Man, I love this shit. That's what we hear. I got some gifts from Dan Seymour. Damn it. Oh, God. I got more gifts, and I wanted to show them to you. Will you hang on? Do you mind? It's going to take me like 30 seconds. And then O'Neill might even get up. You can see him. Okay. I promised Dan Seymour I would talk about this. Don't move. If you're listening to the audio podcast later, this will come out in post. Hang on. I love show and tell. I love show and tell. Excuse me. This dude in New Jersey named Dan Seymour, who I've known forever. He's been a follower of the show. And then he was more of a free beer and hot wings guy, but he still kind of, I think, checked me out from time to time. And he used to constantly, I used to refer to him as show pen maker. He was the guy who would make these pens out of wood, and they were awesome. And so I hadn't heard from him in a while, and he sent me a note. He says, "Hey, I got out of the pen making business. I got another machine though that allows me to make these unbelievable engravings on hard surfaces." So he sent me a set of 4 Eric Zane Show coasters. So he still calls his company Seymour Woodcrafts. And you can get there by going to the letter S as in Sam, M as in Mark, smwoodcrafts.com. Unique gifts, fun things like that. smwoodcrafts.com. Thank you, Dan. This is sweet. Very, very fun. You are awesome. Okay, this story. My gosh, a dude is on Mount Rainier in Washington. And he's like hanging out with his buddy, and they're doing some hiking. And they're like, "Yeah, this is a great day for a hike, man. This is just so awesome. I'm loving walking around with you. Yeah, I'm loving walking with you too. All right, okay, well, hey, we're almost done with the hike. We got a little bit left." Now, the one guy has a set of skis with him. And the dude in question, Michael Napinski, 45-year-old guy, he has snowshoes. So he goes, "Hey, I'm going to snowshoe back, and I'll meet you at the trailhead." The guy goes, "Dad, that's cool. I'm gonna ski there." I mean, what an unbelievable thing, winter wonderland. Well, they're doing their thing, and the dude with the snowshoes, Napinski, it starts snowing, and then it starts snowing so hard that he cannot see. Now, that is incredible to think that such a whiteout, you can't even on foot figure out where you're going. Okay? As far as Napinski knows, as he's walking, something happened, and days later, he wakes up in a hospital. Now, imagine how confused you would be, and then how confused even more you would be when the medical crew says, yeah, it's several days later, and you were dead for almost 1 hour right here in this hospital. What? Something happened. They don't know what. They put out a search and rescue team for this guy, and somehow they find him. He's covered in snow, dead, frozen. Okay, he got frostbite all over, and he's just fucked up. They bring him to the hospital. They can't yet declare him dead. And so they don't know really what to do. And then someone says, "Hey, we got this. How about this? We've got this piece of equipment here that pulls all the blood out of your body and fixes you and put it back in. It'll work." What? Okay, here's the thing. They hook him up to this machine, and it acts as the heart. And it enriches the blood with oxygen, and then the machine, it bypasses your heart. They put him on this machine, and holy shit, it works. After 45 minutes, the guy comes back to life. He says he's alive and talking about it. He's sitting up with this weird look on his face in this image. "I was pretty close to the end of the trail. It turned to the whiteout conditions. I couldn't see anything," Napinski told the Seattle Times in a phone interview on Friday. Last thing he said he remembers is taking baby steps down the mountain surrounded by white. "I'm not sure what happened. I think I fell." Bruises and scrapes all over his body. He didn't make it back to the parking lot. His friend said, "Where the hell is he?" Called the authorities. They searched until Sunday, and temperatures dropped to 16 degrees. Helicopter searchers found him about a mile upstream from where he was supposed to be. About an hour later, they got to him. A Navy helicopter from an air station responded, got him to where they needed to be. Still unconscious, but I guess alive. He had a pulse. One of the first people to start treating him, but he soon had a heart attack. So that's what happened. He actually had a pulse when they found him, which is a miracle in itself. And then his heart says, "Oh, fuck this, man. This is crazy." And just he has a heart attack. He died while he was in the emergency room, which gave us the opportunity to try and save his life by bypassing his heart and lungs, which is the most advanced form of artificial life support that we have in the world, according to some dude from the hospital. He remained dead for 45 minutes, heart not working, while they repeatedly administered CPR and hooked him up to an extracorporeal membrane oxygenation machine. Or I got that down. I hammered that. Extracorporeal membrane oxygenation machine, or an ECMO. You know, whenever I hear about when people like this guy, they're really working hard to save his life. They're putting him on this machine. They're doing the chest compressions and the shock. What do you call it? The paddle. Clear the paddles on him for 45 minutes. You know, it makes you wonder how many times if somebody had really gone the extra mile on someone else that they could have saved their life. Oh boy, we've been at this for 10 minutes. Fuck it, he's dead. I mean, why stop? Keep going. Blood is pumped outside of the body to a heart-lung machine, removes carbon dioxide, and sends oxygen-filled blood back to the tissues in the body. After they finally restarted his heart, the medical team spent the entire night at his side, making sure he continued to stabilize. And 2 days later, the guy opened his eyes. Man. Whitney Olin, a trauma nurse in the intensive care unit, was sitting beside him when he woke up Tuesday night. You see, this is why it's not a good idea to go get COVID, you dumb bastard. Wait a minute. I said I wasn't going to talk about COVID. Sorry. Because the hospital system fills up and they can't help people like this. She said this was a highlight of her career. 12 years she's been doing this. This is incredible. They feel so good that they saved this guy's life. He was crying and they were crying, and I'm fairly sure I cried. It was really special to see someone that we had worked so hard on from start to finish wake up that dramatically and that impressively. It reminded me of why we do this. This is why we are doing the long hours. This is why we're away from our families. This is why we're here. Napinski, still recovering the next day. Kidneys not functioning properly. Heart struggling to circulate blood. His skin was burned from frostbite. But hospital workers said he's going to be okay. My God. He came back from the dead. Maybe not medically quite correct, but his heart wasn't beating for more than 45 minutes. Man. Right away, I'm like, what did you see? Did you see the light? Take me through it. We might have a money-making opportunity here where we can write a book about this. Did you see the light? Okay? Anything like that. We'll hire Mitch Albom to interview you. We'll have a book. We'll make millions of dollars. For God's sake, write this shit down. What did you see? Wow, man. Napinski, as of Friday, he had not been discharged. Said he's still having some cognitive delays. Generally in good spirits and making improvements. He did say, the staff here did not give up on me. They did one heck of a job at keeping me alive. I've got 1 million people to thank. Yeah, you do, man. What a Thanksgiving for that guy. I cannot imagine the whole thing about, oh, man, we just found this guy stiff as a board. He's frozen solid practically. He's been out all night. Jesus, and they find him. Yeah, absolutely incredible story. If you want to follow up on any of my stories, you can just, of course, click on the link in the description of the show notes. I have it all there, and it's all found in the news of ericzaneshow.com. Queen of the Forest is home. Madison home. It's Thanksgiving week. They decided to just shut it all down for the Thanksgiving holiday. What with the virus kind of blowing up right now. My God. But, yeah, so they're home right now. Makes me feel good. Liking that. Hey, I've got the Patreon. I've just published another episode of the Lost Zane recordings on Patreon this morning. That went live at 5 a.m. That is, of course, When I signed on WBBL, you had a series of shows that took place for the next 2.5 years. I have all of that material. The Lost Zane recordings, the WBBL years, features that in order. So it is like a audio time capsule. You're going to hear, as all you think back to all those things that happened back from April 2016 to now, or till I guess January 2019. Trump's election is covered. Whatever happened in the news is covered. Whatever things happen, drama on the show, that is covered in its entirety. Every day I give you, every Monday and Wednesday, there's about a 3-hour show that I post from that era. And I have the free view available for wherever you download podcasts. But if you want the full show, it's on patreon.com/Eric Zane. Hey, Megan and the folks at Irvine's were mentioned earlier. Thank you to them. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Megan also said, and if anything breaks while you're gone, Eric, have Madison call my dad. He fixes it all. He'll do it all. So I've got like Megan's dad, whose name is also Eric, on call if like something happens around the house here. We are so taken care of with you amazing folks. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, 616-532-6600. As always, call upon the sponsors when you need help, because when you call upon the sponsors and you spend your money with them, because you've heard about them through the show, that makes them keep advertising on the show. That's how it works, and keeps the free podcast free. Without them, without you, we have no show. Call Irvine's at 616-532-6600, Asian, domestic, and European models. You can figure out how they do their business in terms of getting your car repaired and fixed without having to touch or interact with anybody. It's all taken care of their special way so that it's contact-free. That's very important, as your vehicle will be sanitized and cleaned completely before it is given back to you, rest assured. All right? Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid in West Michigan. Another great local business that's very specialized, and that is Forever Lawn West Michigan. Now, John Jenkins is the guy that runs Forever Lawn West Michigan. And he signed on with that organization, Forever Lawn, and he's installing synthetic grass, all these different types of it, in different types of homes or businesses. Some businesses actually need synthetic grass as part of whatever, the landscape of the place. Maybe it's maybe in your home you want to set up a putting green, for God's sake, or you want your grass to actually be synthetic as opposed to what we've grown accustomed to over the years, a real actual lawn. People are getting rid of that because Forever Lawn makes it absolutely perfect. It always looks great, requires no maintenance. You don't have to edge it. You don't have to mow it. You don't have to do anything like that. And it's there for you. If this seems like something that you might be interested in for your business, for your home, we got a guy in West Michigan who installs this type of thing. It's foreverlawn.com/WMI. Call John Jenkins at 616-258-6450. 616-258-6450 for foreverlawn.com/WMI. I really want O'Neill to get up and show you that he's okay, but he hasn't moved. I still think the medicine is making him a little groggy. I got these two knuckleheads over here. But, I actually have a T-shirt on O'Neill waiting on my sweater, his Irvine's Auto Repair sweater. So it'll work out. You guys are going to miss O'Neill when I'm gone. I know you are. In fact, they won't even be in the house, okay? The dogs are going to be over at Lisa's at Doggone Spoiled because when we're not here, Madison will be doing online school. Kevin, there's no way in hell I'm going to trust Kevin to take care of the dogs. O'Neill, I love you, you son of a bitch, but I'm not going to let you out. So the dogs won't even be here. So I'm going to miss them so much. I think that's one of the biggest things I'm worried about is missing the dogs. It's going to work out great if the biggest thing I'm worried about is missing the dogs. Okay, so nothing to see here. The Pope apparently liked some hot chick on Instagram. All right. if you're the Pope, all you can do on your Instagram is, I don't know, throw some prayers at people, offer words of encouragement. If you're the Pope and you're followed by however many people, million people on Instagram, Pope Francis, excuse me, you know that there's going to be a lot of people watching your account, looking for anything that's funny, interesting, maybe to raise an eyebrow. So when a Brazilian bikini model who posts a picture of herself, she's doing sexy schoolgirl, and she's got like the half top, and it's white, and her and she's looking hot as hell, and she's got one of those tartan mid-thigh skirts that you see, probably like the tall white socks. I can only see the top half of it because they didn't post the full thing, and it's probably best if I don't see it. She posts that picture, and then how'd you like to be her? That would be Natalia Garibaldo, and notice that the Pope gave you a heart. Oh no. The Vatican has launched an investigation on how the papal Instagram account ended up liking the image of Natalia Garibaldo. That's crazy. They learn that the Pope's Instagram account likes it, and they immediately launch an investigation. A bunch of priests in Boston put their wieners inside of boys, and they don't even bat an eye for 25 years. That's crazy. Sorry. It's true, though. I mean, seriously, the Catholic Church is like, we don't want to hear it. Yeah, right, whatever. Let's just move the priest. No big deal. I don't want to hear from you 4,000 kids that are now adults saying that you were molested by Father O'Malley, for God's sake. Let's just, no, shush. Now they're all like, oh my God, the Pope liked a hot chick. Oh, geez. They've actually launched an investigation. They want to know how the embarrassing endorsement happened. When they announce that they're launching an investigation, they should say, look, we understand the optics of not launching an investigation when we found out that thousands of boys were raped, but we're going to launch an investigation. It's like they have to open up every investigation with that as the headliner. You're like, Zane, you're a Catholic. How can you possibly say such terrible things about the church? Well, I didn't do it. Did I put my dick in a kid? No. So don't play me. I'm just the messenger talking about your dicks and these kids. So this is not my fault. My dick has not been in kid. Those guys did. Though you waited to tell everyone, and now I'm talking about it. So shut up. Anyway, the Vatican is getting after this right now. Speculation that someone in the Holy Sees, and I don't know how that term is. I've never seen that term. The Holy See, holy, and then capital SEE. I guess that's what you call the priest or the Pope. I've never heard of that. The Holy See's communications team may have accidentally pressed the like button while browsing the model's extensive gallery of images. Well, why the fuck were you looking at that? You can't be logged in as Pope Francis and look at hot Brazilian chick dressed up as schoolgirl. The only thing you can be looking at on the Pope's Instagram is, popey things. Nothing like that. My God, I can just picture this now on Saturday or Sunday of this coming week. So, like when I go to Mass this week, I'm going to be anointed, which is one of the blessed sacraments. When you're Catholic, when you either are about to die or are going in for surgery, you get anointing of the sick. And a priest absolves you of your sins one final time if you're about to die. And if you're going into surgery, they just in case you croak, they give you the absolution. So I can just imagine I'll be with Father Colin, and he's going to say, "Okay, bless you." Can you not make those comments anymore? By the way, I'm reluctantly doing this because of all the kid, the priest dick kid jokes you told on the show this week. This is ridiculous. I can't believe you're putting me in this position, you asshole. Again, I didn't do it. I did not do it. Don't blame me. I'll say it'll be in the middle of the blessing. I'll be like, hold on, time out here. Wait a second. What is your job? Spread the good word. What's my job? I don't know. I'll tell you what my job is. My job is to make commentary about all of the things that I see. Is it my fault what I see? No. Yeah, you're damn right it's not. I didn't do any of that shit. And I don't care if it was 100 years ago or 5 minutes ago. If it's in there, it's going to come out here. It's in my head. It's going to come out my mouth. And you do what you will with it. Okay? So get with the blessing. All right. 27-year-old Miss Garabato, very healthy. She has a comment in all of this. She says, "At least I'm going to heaven." She made a comment on Twitter after receiving the like from the Pope's Instagram account on the 13th of November. She also joked, "Be right back, on my way to the Vatican." The papal like was canceled a day later. Oh, can you imagine the red ass amongst the cardinals? They're like, oh my God, which one of you jackasses like this? Was it one of those stupid bishops? For God's sake, we're not supposed to be looking at this. Oh, boy, man. Priests take a vow of celibacy. They're never, ever supposed to have sex. Nothing is supposed to grace their wiener, ever. I can't imagine what it would be like if you're someone who's never, ever seen anything like that and you suddenly stumble upon it. It's like, oh, my God. Yeah, you'd probably hit the like button, but you'd have to, hit it. But it'd be like, oh, your hand would go slipping across because all the batch that's on the screen. Yeah, I'm going to pay for that joke, too. All right. On Twitter, the Pope tweets in several languages, including English, Spanish, and Italian. His Twitter account in English has more than 18 million followers. He has 7.4 million followers on Instagram, but does not follow any other Instagram profiles. He is understood to rarely engage in social media himself. That is handled instead by a communications team. If I'm the Pope, I'm like, no. Well, no more. I want to be in charge of that shit going forward. I don't want any of you horny young priests going on to Hot Chicks Instagram logged in under my name. So now on, if anybody says anything on the Instagram, it's me. I'm changing all the fucking passwords. You guys can eat shit going forward. This is my baby. Okay, forget it. All right? No way. Can you imagine? No, there's one still floating out there, and the Pope subscribes to bangbus.com. Jeez. The Vatican official said it came from a member of that communications department. So now they got to find out who. They told the Telegraph that the Holy See has asked Instagram for a detailed explanation about the incident. You're asking Instagram for a detailed explanation? Well, what do you think they're going to say? They're going to say, well, all right, here's our explanation. Someone, either the Pope or someone who had access to his Instagram account, liked a hot chick. That's what happened. The endorsement, whether inadvertent or not, has done no harm for the very healthy Ms. Garabato. She has 2.4 million followers on Instagram. Her management firm made the most of the mix-up, claiming it has received the Pope's official blessing. What an embarrassment for the Pope. And I like on this picture from Yahoo News because it's got the image of her, a hot schoolgirl. And then below it is a picture of the Pope where he's no doubt praying, like his hand is on his forehead and his head is down. But with the context, it's like he's saying, "Oh, shit. Oh, come on. Oh, no." All right. What a thing. Trouble on the show, on the set of the show Wipeout, which I thought was gone, but apparently it is supposed to be back, and they're making new episodes right now. John Cena is on the show. I don't know if it's aired with Cena on it, and this is a new season or what, but that show was on, and somebody's dead, by the way. I'll just get right to the end of it. Somebody croaked on the set of the show Wipeout. This show was on in like the 2014, 15, something like that, maybe earlier than that even. It started actually way earlier than that. It might have ended about then. But they're bringing it back, you know. This is one of those shows, one of those obstacle course shows where you kind of run through the shit and everything smashes you in the face and you got to keep from wiping out and you know that type of environment. And whenever I watch those shows, I'm always amazed that there aren't more injuries more often. Now, maybe there are, we just don't know about it. But this wasn't an injury that happened during the actual completion of the obstacle course. In fact, if you were to go back and look at old school videos on YouTube, search Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. That is a spin-off of a show called Takeshi's Castle, which back in the day in Japan, they used to have this game just like Wipeout, where people would run through an obstacle course and these people would get the shit kicked out of them. And then that was it. Well, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge came around and they took all of that footage and dubbed in their own voice with sexual innuendos to make it one of the most hilarious things you're ever going to see. Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. I'll link it up in the show notes. Well, that's kind of what you have here. That's what Wipeout is. So John Cena is like, all right, you got to get through the obstacle course. You're doing a great job. And they're all like rooting this guy on as he's running through the course. All right. He gets done with the course and the guy just keels over, dead. It happened Wednesday. Shows on TBS. Dude suffered an undisclosed medical emergency on the Santa Clarita, California set. We're devastated to learn of the passing. Our deepest sympathy goes out to the family. Contestant was treated on-site medical personnel before being taken to the hospital, but did not survive. Had a grabber. This is what scares the shit out of me. You know, people who do like a lot of running, swimming, biking, stuff like that, and then you hear every so often somebody croak. There was God, who's that dude that died during the Fifth Third Riverbank run years ago? God, who was that? His wife is amazing. She ended up making a amazing charity based on his life. What was that? What was her name? I forget now. That doesn't matter. I'm losing momentum. It does matter, but it's you hear about this all the time where people they'll do something like that and then all of a sudden, boom, dead. And that does scare me. You know, I mean, running all the damn time, it does frighten me. But a lot of times people have undisclosed heart ailments that people miss, which was why when we were getting ready for this whole kidney thing, when they said to me, wait a minute, your heart looks funny, we need a better look at it. I was like, oh God, I'm going to be that guy. Not only am I not going to give away the kidney, but now I've just discovered a heart issue and it's going to kill me. But no problem. Just an unbelievable thing. John Cena and Nicole Byer host the series. I don't know if they were there when it happened, but the guy actually got done, and then he just keeled over. Did not survive. Horrible. Holy crap. All right. I want you to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Not after stories like that. After stories like that, you're going, Zane, why did you tell us that story? 0 stars. You suck. Subscribe, rate, and review the podcast wherever you download podcasts. Apple Podcast does this. They do the stars and review. I think CastBox does. Spotify does. Not all of them do that. It depends. If you do, subscribe to it. The audio podcast, please rate it and review it. It does help. Blue Frost IT is the managed IT service provider for this show. You can get more information. Send them an email, info@bluefrostit.com. Their phone number is 616-200-8550. So, if you have a business, what you need is a contract with them, a service contract, which means that each month they look over your gear, make sure that it's running in tip-top shape. If something happens technically with your computer for your business, you don't want to be starting from scratch to search out the problem and then getting your business back online. You want to be able to call on these experts who are your team right away. That's how it works. And to get to that point, you have to sign up. If you want a quote, call them 616-200-8550. Their website is bluefrostit.com, and they can help your small or medium-sized business with the tech support that you need and should have. You're kind of like rolling the dice if you do the business without any tech support. I'm hoping that they teamed up with Mario at the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. I know that they were looking at possibly working together. Mario, if you don't have this yet in place, you need to sign up, man. For your business, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Their number 231-332-6505. Never been a better time to get a mortgage. Interest rates are very, very low. Whether you've had many mortgages in the past or this is your first one, call upon Mario. And it does not matter where in the listening audience you may be in the United States. They service everyone. Okay. And when I say call Mario, I understand you might have someone else that you're thinking about utilizing. That is totally cool. All I'm asking is that you give Mario a chance to try to win your business. Okay? More often than not, he's going to win that. Thank you to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Hang on. Okay. Football. First of all, if you're in the great state of Michigan, Michigan somehow wins against Rutgers. Rutgers had only won one game during the year. That was against Michigan State. All right? They stink. Rutgers stinks. Michigan stinks also. And it wasn't long before Michigan was losing to Rutgers. They're playing in New Jersey. And but then the next thing I know, I'm in front of the TV waiting for O'Neal to get his surgery done. If you're just getting on board with the show now on the live stream, O'Neal got hurt. He's okay. He's right here at my feet. He had to get stitched up. He's fine. Holy shit. Rutgers is trying to tie the game. They're down by 8. They're knocking on the door. They're like 15 yards from the end zone. Crazy play where this quarterback, something Italian, gets flushed out of the pocket for Rutgers. All they got to do is get this guy down. He lets go of the pass. Dude catches it. Touchdown. They're down by 2. Rutgers has to go for 2 points to tie the game. And what a lot of people would say is a crazy, awful call, but I don't know how you could say that. It looked like Michigan was kind of ready for it, but this quarterback just willed his way in. They called a quarterback draw. And dude, who looked to be running in molasses, I don't know how he got into the end zone because Michigan dude was right there, this big, gigantic man, and he hits the quarterback who's still 5 yards from the end zone. And somehow this quarterback from Rutgers gets in. We got a tie game. Holy crap. Goes to overtime. Then they start missing field goals. And then, holy shit, Rutgers, all they got to do is get a touchdown to tie because Michigan got a touchdown. I remember, I'm missing some of this because I was tired. I think there was a screen pass for a touchdown. Michigan got a touchdown. I don't know. But anyway, Michigan intercepts the ball in the end zone. They beat a shitty Rutgers team. Michigan fans, you know your team sucks. Everybody wants Harbaugh fired. The Lions, they made everybody forget about Michigan with another shitty performance, kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team. If they're not winning games at the last second that they probably should lose, Like they should that last game when Prater kicked that 99-yard field goal or whatever it was. They should have lost that game. There's plenty of those games that they the game that Todd Gurley scored the touchdown when he didn't want to score a touchdown. They should have lost that game too. This game, it was just horrible from the get-go. The Lions are taking on a team that had nothing but trouble this year, the Carolina Panthers. So the Lions can get back to 500 with a win, and they absolutely should have beaten them, but they didn't even show up. The Lions sucked so bad. Carolina beat them 20-0. They couldn't even get a fucking field goal. Oh my gosh. Horrible. Now, Matt Stafford is kind of like a hand injury, but that's no excuse. This was the worst. Horrible. They lose 20-0. That's the first time in 11 years that they've been shut out. My gosh. They could very easily have been, if they had won that game, they'd have been 5-5 going into the Thanksgiving game, which they would have fucked up anyway. Holy shit. They play Houston on Thanksgiving. Houston just beat frickin' the Patriots, who also stink this year. So my God, it's just awful that every Thanksgiving we have to put up with this shit. So they're going to lose on Thanksgiving. I predicted them to win 4 games this year. That is still intact. They are 4-6 now on the year. That they would have to lose their next 6 to get to that point. I hope they do. Screw you. One more thing I want to talk about. This is so stupid. It started out okay. The story goes like this. The Northwestern University football team is in the Big Ten. They're not really known for their football. It's an arts college, and they usually aren't too good. This year, they're really good. And they just upset Wisconsin in number 11 Wisconsin. So now Northwestern is on a roll, and they've played really well. But this coach of the team is a guy by the name of Pat Fitzgerald, and he's the weirdo in this. It turns out that during the week, a guy by the name of Joey Galloway, who used to play football, he's now a pundit on ESPN. He made a comment that he refers to the Northwestern football team's players as Reese Davis. What does that even mean? We're not sure. I know I'm not sure, but he had likened Northwestern's players to ESPN's Reese Davis. Now, again, no one really knows what that means. How would that be an insult? We're not really sure. And Galloway said, well, I didn't mean it as an insult. He said, Reese is a good athlete and he's smart. So I don't know what he's doing there. That might be just a pivot. But maybe he was just being cute. But I tell you what, I'm not overly upset about it if I'm the coach of the team, because I'm not really sure what the insult is. Okay? But this coach acts like Joey Galloway just said that the team sucks shit or something like that. And I'll play you this coach's response in the post-game press conference. He's kind of like making a big deal out of it. And he's the only one that's making a big deal out of it. He's saying it was incredibly disrespectful for Joey Galloway to refer to us as Reese Davis. Now, if you're Reese Davis, you're like, well, why the fuck is that disrespectful? Well, you're basically telling me that I'm a piece of shit. So what the fuck is going on here? Dude said Joey Galloway said that the Northwestern football team is like Reese Davis. They're all a bunch of Reese Davises. Well, the football players on the team, Northwestern, had fun with it. And this is what their social media department at Northwestern did.
How would that impact the way you looked at Northwestern as it pertains to a shot at a playoff spot?
That's Reese Davis talking to Joey Galloway, okay?
How would that impact the way
and then the second voice is Joey Galloway.
How would that impact the way you looked at Northwestern as it pertains to a shot at a playoff spot?
I've been watching Northwestern play, and honestly, I mean, they got a bunch of Reese Davises out there running around.
A bunch of Reese Davises running around.
Yeah, we are a bunch of.
So now all the players at practice are referring to themselves as Reese Davis, and they're having fun with it. No big deal. But no one really knows what this means.
I hope they don't cut that. Morning, Reese. Coach Reese. Oh my God, Reese Davis with the catch. My name is Riley Reese Davis. Not bad for a bunch of Reese Davises. All I see is a bunch of Reese Davis. Head coach Reese Davis. Woo! That's Reese Davis 1, Reese Davis 2.
The problem is, too, what I hate is Reese Davis is a great guy.
Yeah.
Nice catch, Reese. Way to go. Because I'm looking at a bunch of bad Reese Davis.
All right, there you go. That's the coach, Pat Fitzgerald, after they beat Wisconsin. They're really good this year. All right, awesome. Now, if you're the coach of the team, this is something you have fun with. You roll with it, okay? He doesn't really roll with it because he indicates that it's bad. I mean, it's disrespectful. It's like, is it? Is it really that terrible what happened? And for the record, whenever I hear coaches overreacting like this and talking about treating these players like they're little kids or children or something like that and speaking out on their behalf and overreacting in such a way, I'm like, fucking, they're football players. Who gives a shit? It's fine. Nobody's hurt. Nobody's making a big deal out of it. If you roll with it, it'll be fine. But this is what Pat Fitzgerald said.
And after the game, there were a lot of your players calling themselves the Fighting Reese Davises. Do you think your team feels disrespected by the media and fans across the country? Does that motivate the way your team plays?
Yeah, good evening, buddy. It's great to see you. I think that's a Wildcat flag, man. But listen, yeah, I mean, that really ticked our guys off. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, it was, I thought, incredibly disrespectful.
Why?
But that is what it is. It's not the first time. And I just talked to the guys about putting fuel in their engine, man. Just use that.
Right, now he's got coach speak. This is all coach talk. This is what you tell someone.
First time.
We're playing sports. You got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You got to have a short memory. You got to fight to live another day.
Talk to the guys about putting fuel in their engine, man. Just use that as fuel in the engine. And just go out and play the way we're capable. We've got really, really good football players. We got outstanding football players, in my opinion. We got a bunch of guys who are going to be potentially all Big Ten, potentially all American, and potentially in the NFL. You got to earn it every rep. We've had to do that here now since I've been a part of the program. It's like we have one bad year and it's like 19 whatever.
Yeah, I want a football coach that doesn't act like everything is fucking life and death. You know, I would just love that. I would just love to say, I don't know. They just thought it was funny. Hey, what do you think about your football team? Yeah, they're pretty good. We keep working pretty hard. I guess we do have that Bill Belichick, who loves Armenians, and I love Bill Belichick from this day forward, or from that day last week forward. All right, so there's that. That guy making a huge deal about that. All right, Joe Burrow's injury. Oh boy, this was so close. In fact, it's going to get an honorable mention on Muppety, Floppity, Flippity, Crunchity. Okay, he is the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. Do you say Bengals or Bengals? It's Bengals. I know people. Huge says Bengals. The Bengals. The Bengals are a band of chicks. You know, Manic Monday. They're not the Cincinnati Bengals. They're the Bengals. Joe Burrow out of LSU. I love this guy, man. He's really funny if you've ever heard him mic'd up, Joe Burrow. Really nice guy, friendly, sweet, polite, damn good quarterback. He was in the running for the Rookie of the Year. After this knee injury that I just saw, and I'll link it up for you people that are sick bastards. I had to watch it through squinted eyes because I get so triggered when I see these things. God, but I have to for the show since we've been talking about these types of injuries for some time. When I saw that, I was like, well, this guy's not going to be able to play football for about another 70 years because he kind of gets hit. And then he's got a dude on his back, and the knee injury is so bad, you actually see the leg come apart where it's popping through the skin, but doesn't get dislocated and then goes back. Like you see it go. You can actually see when the knee explodes. And they did it in high res slow-mo. It is nauseating. Devastating to look at. And I know some of you sick bastards are going to love this shit. I will link it up for you to see it. He's done for the year. And I wouldn't, oh my God. You know what they say on those very rough injuries, the ACL. And I think that's what he damaged. You're looking at a year in some cases. I know my Jackie, hell, she gets an ACL surgery every year, it seems. And it's, oh yeah, Jackie's on crutches again. Holy crap. My God, get better, Joe Burrow. Sorry that happened to you. I love that guy too. Man, so there you go. That is your weekend's football. We got more coming up, including a story about how we may be able to reverse the aging process. I'll believe it when I see it, but these people seem to think that they have found the fountain of youth. We shall see. In the meantime, we'll just keep exercising with F45 Byron Center. As Joe Rogan said, everybody should exercise. I don't care if it's walking up a hill, doing work around the house, working in the yard. Everybody should fucking exercise. Some of you like to exercise more than others, like me. I encourage you to call upon my friends at F45 Byron Center. That could be a slogan for the show. Everybody should fucking exercise. Everyone. Yeah, he just didn't have the energy to work out. No, he just decided he didn't want to do it. I love that. That is so great. Thank you for that, Joe Rogan. Did you happen to hear Joe Rogan with, what's the guy's name? He was in here with me. Donnell, what's the guy's name? Let's see. Donnell Rawlings. Oh, is he funny? Shit. I can't believe that guy was in my daughter's room with me. He was appearing at Back Alley Comedy Club. Donnell Rawlings, I'm rich, bitch, was in here with me. Really, really funny. Okay, anyway, the ADHD is kicking in big time. F45 Byron Center. If you want to get in shape, call upon my friends at F45 Byron Center. They're right next to the family fair. 45-minute workouts. They go on all day long. Group training with a personal touch. All right. And you can work out for free. Just go to their website, the letter F, the number 4, the number 5, training.com/Byron Center. Right on the front page there, you'll see start your free trial and you work out for the whole week for free. Please mention my name when you call upon them. The hardest thing any person can do is start an exercise program, but all you got to do is get that first little bit under your belt. I know my man Kenny hasn't yet cheated. He's feeling much better getting that exercise in. It's all you got to do. You don't have to do anything elaborate to get started, but it's ultimately those first steps are the hardest thing you can do, but you can do it. All right. As Jocko would say, you're breathing. You got some fight in you. Good. F45training.com/Byron Center. Okay, StellaFly is a terrific sponsor where if your business has a Facebook account, Instagram, Twitter, and you're like, you don't do anything with it, well, you're kind of leaving money on the table because that allows you to tell everybody about what it is you do. Whatever your business puts out there for the world, you got to let them know, man. And if you want to be able to know how to utilize those social media apps to their fullest, you call on StellaFly, okay? S as in Sam, TELLA fly.com. StellaFly.com can show you how your business can make more money by utilizing social media the correct way. They're experts at it and all around great human beings. Love them so much. Thank you, Laura, for being on board with the show. Okay, and then in Michigan, of course, this is the greenest state in the union, greatest and greenest. Greenest and greatest. Horizon Hydroponics wants to make sure that you're growing successfully, either indoors or outdoors. The indoor growing season is happening right now. HORIZEN, hydroponics.com. You can order anywhere in the United States from their website, from their great list of products that they have to make your growing experience that much more fun and enjoyable and successful. Orders $250 and up are free. I'm sorry. What an idiot. Free shipping is what I wanted to say. $250 and more, free shipping. Not free. Damn it. What an idiot. And if you use my coupon code Zane Show at checkout, you will save 10%. They have 4 brick-and-mortar locations, Alpine and Grand Rapids, Byron Center, the Growers Outlet, and then Kalamazoo and Lansing. Also curbside. Pandemic going crazy. Everybody wants to stay away from each other. Yesterday when I went to Meijer, I've got a mask. That's the type of mask that it's so effective that you use this type of mask when you're inside using like oil-based paint so you don't get any of those bad fumes. Pellerito turned me onto it. He said, make sure if you ever paint the inside of your house with oil-based paint, you have one of these. And it's so damn great, man. You put the damn thing on. It's got these huge filters on it. And you can't even smell any of the fumes. So this makes an N95 mask look like something very basic. This is the best mask you can ever have. And it dawned on me that I have it, and I haven't even used it yet. It's like still in the box. And I go, shit, man, I'm trying to make doubly and triply sure that I don't get sick before the great kidney giveaway. I'm going to wear that into Meijer. So sure enough, man, I got this big-ass mask on. It looks like if there was a terror attack, what do you call it? A biogerm attack, I would be safe with this mask on. It's that ridiculous. And I'm walking through Meijer with it, and I'm trying not to look at people because I know they're looking at me. And I don't know about you, but the dynamic with masks and no masks now is turned to a lot of nonverbal communication. First of all, if I see you with no mask on, I do see you, and I'm not going to look at you because I know that you are defensive. Because if you're in there with no mask, you're making a statement, okay? And that's why you're doing it. So you're looking for me to look at you. Your radar is on. Your rabbit ears are up. You're waiting for someone like me to make eye contact with you so you can give me fuck you eyes because you don't have a mask on. So I avoid that by no looking at anyone. Okay, I'm looking at the fucking the food. I'm looking at the ground. I don't want anything to do with anybody because it's a shit show. There's a dude that I'm standing next to in the bread aisle, and I'm looking for this rye pumpernickel blend, and he's standing next to me, him and his daughter, no mask. Now, I don't give a shit, and I'm not judging him. Oh, no, I am. He's an asshole. There's no question. But I don't look at him, but I can feel him just disgusted with the fact that I've got this big ass mask on and I'm just waiting for him to say something. I could feel his essence wanting to say that I'm a cock because I'm wearing this mask, you know? I'm like, oh shit, here we go. I could just sense it. I could feel the judgment. Have you ever been able to feel the judgment? I could feel it right there. I'm like, oh God, I got to get out of here. But that's what I wear now. If you see me, you'll know it. I'll post a picture of it too. It's ridiculous. In fact, hey Siri.
Mm-hmm.
Call Pooh on speaker.
Just to confirm, you'd like to call Jeremy Poole. Mobile?
No.
Who would you like to call?
Pew.
I don't see a Pew in your contacts. Who would you like to call?
Pooh on speaker.
I don't see a Pew in your contacts.
Fucking son of a bitch. Hey Siri. Call Pooh on speaker.
Just to confirm, you'd like to call Jeremy Poole.
Fuck you. No, you asshole. What the fuck is wrong with you? Son of a bitch. This phone, I hate this new iPhone. First of all, I don't like the fact that when you say, hey Siri, she goes, mm-hmm. All right. Come on. And then I am so not used to the lack of home key. I can't, it's just, I suck at it so bad. Kenny, no gloating about your stupid Android.
Hello.
What is the deal with this phone?
You need to get used to it.
Yeah, normally I do. And when I went from iPhone whatever to an iPhone 8, there was no learning curve. It was simple. In 1 minute, I was efficient with it. Now I'm fumbling around like I'm 150 years old. It's stupid. So I'm really struggling with it.
Well, I apologize. I don't know why. I didn't struggle when I went to mine.
All right. I don't even remember why I was going to call. I was telling the audience about the mask I wore yesterday to Meyer.
Oh, my word.
I thought it was great.
Did people look at you? Did people look at you like you were nuts?
Yeah. I more than once. There was a couple times, like if a mother was with a little kid, the little kid saw me coming, and I could see the little kid try to casually look at the mom and say, "Mom, look at that guy," and they and I was like, it's just, I just kept my head down and tried not to, look at anybody. I just didn't want to be, part of the whole ordeal.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe if you just wore a couple layers of mask, that would be sufficient. I don't think you need to wear that contraption where you look like somebody out of a movie.
Well, yeah, but you understand though that is really, it's like the most effective thing you could possibly put on. I mean, not only am I protecting others, but I'm protected. Like I'm safe. You know how they say like when the mask is on, it barely does anything to protect you. You know how they say that?
Yeah.
Well, this mask actually does that. You don't get shit. There's nothing. All I get is clean air.
Well,
yeah.
I guess that's good then.
I'm going to wear it on the airplane.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Okay, well then I'm not going with you.
Bullshit. What's the problem? I'll tell you what. I'll bring other masks in case, like, cause you know how like the stewardess are always finicky. They're always, they're super particular. I don't want to piss anybody off. But if they say, "Sir, you're scaring people, you have to take that off," I'm not about to argue with them. I'll bring a backup. But I'm going into the, I'm going to wear that damn thing.
Okay, if you say so.
Are you excited?
No.
About the
For
trip?
you to wear that mask?
No.
Yes, I'm excited about the trip.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little nervous, but I'm very excited to, because it's been a process. It's been a long time coming, and I'm excited to finally,
I think it's going to be after one day. I'm going to feel so good. That's like it's a vacation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can go to Venice Beach and see some buff dudes at Muscle Beach. I know you'll love that.
Is it a nudist beach?
No, not well. There are nudist beach near there, but not that one. No. And it'll be beautiful weather, 75, 80 degrees the whole time we're there. Palm trees. We'll go to Malibu. We'll ride around. We'll just have a great time. It's gonna be, and then just minus one kidney.
That's right.
Little bit
of
blood in the urine didn't hurt anybody. No big deal.
That's right.
Jeffrey's going to join me on Wednesday on this show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not on the morning one. We're going to record later in the day, and then I'll post it audio only.
Okay. Well, that'll be good.
Yeah. So that'll help put a voice behind the person, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Awesome.
What's going on downstairs? I need an update because this has been a long time. Normally it's just Kevin and I here and the dogs. And now you and Madison are home.
Right. So Maddie's still sleeping. I just put a load of laundry in and did the dishes. And now I'm just having another cup of coffee before I do my next chore.
What is your next chore?
I gotta do the kitty boxes.
Oh my gosh! Look at you. This is great. Mm-hmm. Hey, tell everybody what chore I did yesterday.
You scrub the floor on your hands and knees.
Yes.
That one.
Yes. How about that?
Yeah, and I put up the Christmas decorations.
I know it. We got a lot done. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
How many husbands out there do you think actually get on their hands and knees and scrub the floor like old school Cinderella?
I don't think many.
I'm great. I'm awesome.
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
You
I
are.
I pissed you off so bad yesterday. You're
being slightly dickish.
Oh, I was such a dick
Not gonna lie.
all day. I was condescending and mean. In fact, here we are. I was one day removed from my confession, and I got to go back because I blew it 12 hours
Yeah, because
later.
not only were you rude, but you said the GD word like 5 times.
5 times I said it. I dropped 5 GDs around the household yesterday. I was rude and pounded my pud. It was terrible.
What? All right. Well, that's
All right.
unfortunate.
Okay, I love you.
All right. Love you too.
Okay, have a good one. I'll talk to you.
Okay, see ya. Bye.
Okay, bye. There you go. Queen of the Forest. Jeremy Poole. I wasn't calling Jeremy Poole. All right. Where are we? Oh, look at all you beautiful people. Kenny's like, what? What do you mean you were pounding your pud? Chris says you need that contraption Jude Law was wearing in Contagion. All right. Boy, Dean says she can just see me, Eric. Dean really thinks that he's like got a chance with Diana. I think he thinks, look, folks, here's what we need to do. We need to put this out there. If at any one point Diana comes up missing, let's start the investigation at Dean's house. That'll be the first thing we do. Is Dean is suspect number 1 if in the unfortunate bit of news that ever takes place, suspect 1 is fucking Dean. We'll just start there and then work our way. That'll be the spokes on the wheel. That'll be the center of the wheel, and then we'll work our way out. So Dean is subject number 1 in the unlikely event that something happens with my beloved Diana. Okay. Israeli scientists say they have the ability to reverse the aging process. Now, when I see a story like this, I'm like, okay, this is just some scam. This team, these researchers at this company, have come up with a way. The way they describe it, let me see if I can get it in a nutshell, and then I'll kind of go back and fill in the details. They took a sample of people, and it was a rather small sample of people over 65, I think. And the idea, and I don't know how they got to this point, put them in a pressurized hyperbaric chamber with 100% oxygen. And they did that for hours at a time. And they claim that their research indicates that they are reversing the aging process. Okay, stay with me here. They're only using oxygen, nothing more. Research led by Tel Aviv University's Professor Shea Efrati, together with the team from Shamir Medical Center, found out that when healthy adults over the age of 64 were placed in a pressurized chamber and given pure oxygen for 90 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 3 months, not only was the aging process delayed, it was reversed. Now, this sounds like it could be a scam, right? No, not at all. The study is published in a peer-reviewed journal. That means other physicians read it. The journal is called Aging, focused on whether the process could reverse 2 key indicators of biological aging. Those 2 key indicators are, one is the shortening of DNA, something known as telomeres, and the accumulation of resultant senescent cells. A lot of those words you've never heard before. I know I hadn't. A telomere is the end of a chromosome. We're thinking double helix shit here. Telomeres are made of repetitive sequences of non-coding DNA. You remember this when you were in school, DNA and all the sequences of the double helix? They serve as bumpers to protect the chromosome from damaging during replication. They're important as the DNA replicates and the cells keep multiplying normally. Like if you hurt yourself, the cells would replicate and then the tissues would be healed. Okay, promote your healing. Those things on the outside, the telomeres, protect the DNA. Every time replication happens, those bumpers take a hit, making them shorter and shorter. It's like every time you charge your cell phone, you take a little bit of life out of it. That's what's happening there. And once the telomere reaches a certain length, the cell cannot replicate anymore, which leads to senescent cells. That is aging, malfunctioning cells that ultimately lead to cognitive or other age-related disabilities and even diseases such as cancer. So are you getting this? The telomere, it gets shorter every time it does it. They are learning that the treatment keeps that from happening. 35 adults over the age of 64 were involved in the study. They were given hyperbaric oxygen therapy, utilizing 100% oxygen and an environmental pressure higher than 1 absolute atmospheres to enhance the amount of oxygen dissolved in the body's tissues. You and I can only absorb so much or dissolve so much oxygen in our systems. When you're in this type of chamber, you can actually get more oxygen than you're supposed to have. It's like a super dose of it, okay? It says, in other words, repeated intermittent increased oxygen level exposures induced many of the mediators and cellular mechanisms that are usually induced during decreased oxygen levels. Okay? There's a lot of, it's already getting too confusing for me at this point, but basically what they're saying is more oxygen at that pressurized level, and it's going to result in good things happening to you. The practical ramifications include improvements in attention, information processing speed, and executive functions, which normally decline with aging, and about which more than 50% of people over the age of 60 express concern. Hell, I'm doing it now. I can't even figure out this fucking phone. I need it right this second. We are not slowing the decline. We are going backwards in time, said this physician. Efrati has been studying the aging process for decades and runs the Aviv clinics in Florida. Well, you see, that's what makes me a little suspicious, because this sounds like something you can buy for a price. This study, he said, is proof that the cellular basis for the aging process can be reversed. Adding it gives hopes and opens the door for a lot of young scientists to target aging as a reversible disease. Can you imagine if all we got to do is spend some time in something like this and we can add another 100 years of good living? Will it make people live longer? The article asks. The effects duration is yet to be determined in the long term, but probably yes. We know that people with shorter telomeres die earlier, so it makes sense. One disadvantage of the study was its limited sample size. Efrati added the experiment was conducted using a scientific monitored HBOT chamber, and people should not try this at home. He said, well, can you? How can you? There is a lot of junk out there claiming sacks inflated with air are hyperbaric treatments. Isn't this the shit that Rogan does? Hasn't he said that he does something like this? I don't know. I thought that I've heard that. This is not what is being used in the studies. It is not effective, and moreover, it could be dangerous. I'm guessing he would be using the dangerous one, but he'd tell you that it's just as good as eating elk. All right, folks, I'm out of time. I appreciate you being part of this podcast. As always, we do it each and every day of the week, and Patreon bonus podcast will be coming up shortly thereafter. From the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio, I want to thank you for your time and checking it out. If you'd be so kind, support me on Patreon with a $5 or $10 a month subscription. You get a whole lot of content with that. Thank you so much, though, for the time and enjoying this free podcast. And please support the sponsor. Don't be a stranger. If you had fun, let me know how it went for you, what you thought. Eric at ericzaneshow.com, or just leave it in the comments of the Facebook Live. And we'll go from there. Thanks, folks. Have a good one. Till next time. Bye-bye.